appeal denying the claim of Debbie Cox for damages to her vehicle alleged to have occurred as a result of county mowing on County Farm Road near the intersection of Highway 90. Do we have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Discussion. Mr. Hallman, would you like to fill us in on this?
I'm sorry, I was daydreaming.
We're just on number one.
Oh, this lady does not know.
Get it together.
She doesn't, she saw the lawnmower and assumes that's where it came from. She has no evidence of any negligence on behalf of the county, even by her own admission. She just went by something, hit her windshield, turned around, came back, and there was a lawnmower sitting there. I think, oh, is she here?
Yeah, we're here.
I didn't know you came, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Come on, please state your name and address for the record.
Glenn Cox, 49 Stone Forest Trail, McHenry, Mississippi. And that's not true, sir.
I'm just going by what was given to
Yes.
me.
There's 2 lawnmowers there. Sheriff sitting down at the other end. As soon as we pass it, bam. We're running late for an appointment. I said, honey, we'll check it. We'll get there. We got, and we had 2 big dings in the side of the truck. And it came straight out of that lawnmower, sir.
Okay, did any safety officer, not sure his.
He was parked at the
At
beginning.
the other end of the park there, but we didn't stop.
Were there lawnmower signs out?
No, sir, absolutely not.
We've got the safety officer that
Yeah,
investigated.
I didn't get the, report till a couple of days later, because like you say, they didn't report it till a couple of days later because they were late for appointment. It happened on County Farm, they said it was going north, so I called both, the road department and the Park and Rec. And the way they were describing it's gonna be on Park and Rec. So they have a statement on file.
Timmy, do you know if there were signs out?
If it's parking wrecks, I would.
That's Bobby.
Oh, I got you.
You know,
So how does that change this claim then?
The problem with this is that not reporting it immediately creates a problem in being able to prove anything. If there were no guards on the lawnmower, that would be negligence. There's no evidence of that. If there were no signs out, that potentially, as the board has said in the last, would be negligence. But because they didn't report it right away, we have no way to determine. So they have the burden to prove their claim. I just read the statement, you know, they're past the lawnmower and something hit the truck. Look, I had my windshield busted just a month ago going up Calhoun Lane Road. Something came out of the opposing lane. I mean, a big one, about that big around. And so I couldn't prove which vehicle it came off of. I just don't know how the county there has to be evidence of negligence for the county to pay a claim.
Well, there was only one mower there. The cop was first, and then the one mower, the other mower was way up by the horse across from it. And the only mower that was there, when it hit, I mean, I was looking straight at him, and he was mowing, and I heard a loud, and it wasn't no just rock. I don't know what it was, but something threw from the mower. And I said, my goodness, what was that? And I said, surely it didn't hit the truck. He said, well, we've got to get to our appointment because I had to get a part at the Ford place in Wiggins before he took the road the next morning. And so as soon as we got there and saw it, though, of course, they were closed by then. But I reported the next morning, I'm pretty sure it was the next morning that I called them.
I got
no, it was
a few days later.
No,
I got it on the 4th.
Yeah, actually, what I did was I called Parks and Rec and
okay.
Talked with
out
Raymond.
there, yeah, talked with Raymond and to find out what the procedure was.
he confirmed there was mowers out there.
And then it
So
was.
did you see it come out of the mower?
That would be impossible, sir.
I agree with you. Yes.
What are you saying? Can we table this until?
No.
Parks and Rec
Was
can
Was it a
come?
sheriff's office unit that you said?
I think it was just parked there.
I'm not
It's
sure.
hard to tell then.
I can't remember if it was a sheriff's unit. Was it a sheriff's unit?
Yeah, he was
or-
at the south end
We
of
don't have
the
So
side.
there's nothing to do with the mowing though?
Yeah, we passed a mower and it hit the truck.
No. The sheriff's office.
No, he was just sitting
He was
there.
just
No, he was just
Okay.
sitting there,
Okay.
yeah.
We wouldn't make it up. I mean, we didn't waste the time.
Nobody's saying you made up anything, sir. This is a question of proof of where it came from. That's why I told you.
Well, there was nothing else out there
I
moving.
understand.
Oh, only 2 mowers there and it hit the truck. I'm sorry.
I'd like to make a substitute motion for us to get with our Parks and Rec guy or a Fairgrounds guy. I don't even know if it was Fairgrounds or Parks and
No,
Rec.
it wasn't fairground, it was park. It was by the soccer field, she said.
Yeah, it was.
going north,
Yeah.
so this,
We were headed towards 53, he was mowing south.
If we can, so that we can talk to them and verify.
they got
There
statement,
is a statement.
their statement is attached, Parker, right? The guys that was out there.
I'd like to talk to them, have an open meeting, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So is your motion to table
Table.
until
Yeah.
Monday? Do we have a
Until-
second?
Until Monday, it's just next
Second.
Monday. But if y'all don't wanna come, you don't have to, and we can, okay?
So all those in favor?
Because we know what you're,
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
and I know it takes time to.
yeah.
All those in favor of tabling, signify by saying aye.
uh,
All those opposed, motion carries.
So y'all are getting that
Residents
back?
in, so
Madam
sure, we're only on
Thank
I'd
you.
like to take notes that I'll let the board know the record should reflect pre-vote that Ms. Martin was elevated as acting president. You just can't do it if you're not an officer.
She,
I called her.
It doesn't matter. The board minutes have to reflect who's the chair. So-
We should have made a motion.
We didn't take any
to
action yet,
elevate
so
them.
it's no harm, no foul.
And I'll just tell y'all, I went to Biloxi. I'm sorry. We had our last meeting in Gulfport, so that, so in my mind, it was
When there's not
Biloxi,
an
so that's why I'm
officer,
like.
someone in the meeting elevate acting president.
Okay,
You have to-
so,
Mr. McAdams is correct, you have to nominate somebody when the vice president's not. But we haven't taken any action, so
Yeah, they just had a vote.
table.
well, you need to probably
Probably do what?
call it again since it's a.
Come in, come in.
question.
Okay, so
The
we have
motion
a
was to
motion
Take that motion
to
off the
table
number
number
one.
one. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say
What was the
aye.
motion again?
To table number
table
one until
one.
next Monday.
What do we want to take off the table first and then elevate you?
Well, it doesn't count according to what you said.
it's a moot point.
And so somebody's going, just so the board's clear, somebody from Parks and Recs is gonna find out whether they had signed, that's my understanding.
That's the main
Make
thing.
sure they-
So we're gonna table till Monday and have somebody from Parks and Rec be at the meeting, preferably Bobby.
Okay.
Is that fine? A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. All right, number two, Carrie Irons with, it's gonna be Eric Nolan presenting for the Venture Cycling Association to present USBR 90 along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, giving cyclists a defined bicycling route.
And no, I'm not Carrie Irons.
I know. Eric?
What they're trying to accomplish is to have an established bike route from state line to state line. They've been working in conjunction with GRPC. Jeff Loftus is here to answer any questions if you do have them. The only section in the county is a 0.8 mile section from Cedar Avenue at the city limits of Pasco-Jan and Harrison County to the east right-of-way line of Highway 90. Basically to get them off of Highway 90 so that they're not doing that long turn and the
Yeah.
double bridges. They come down Cedar, they cross at the crosswalk, they get up on the bike lane, and they're off to Hancock County. And this group has approvals from all the other counties and all the other municipalities from state line to state line, and we're kind of the last piece of the puzzle.
If I may,
Yes, please.
and I know I should be second for discussion, but the only thing that concerns me is whether or not we have spent a ton of money on a walkable, bikeable, community. And it's, Dave Dennis, I think, was involved. If y'all could just touch base with them before we finalize this, and maybe we could finalize it at next week's meeting, unless there was an issue.
Yeah, because we spent a lot of money, if I may, with Dave Dennis and Kay and his group for this very subject, in that
Okay.
very same area that you're referring to.
Sure.
Have y'all not talked to them?
I was
Well, he's,
not really involved in it.
Yeah, so.
I looked at the route and I talked to Jeff Loftus about it, and he had been in contact with Mr. Lyons and working with them to get those letters and resolutions of support. And then I found out about 20 minutes ago. I
we're
was
not
doing the
against,
presentation.
I'm not against it.
No.
Oh,
I
no,
just
no,
want
no, I
to
get
make
it.
sure that we haven't spent all this
This is a
money.
duplication.
It's a duplication of efforts, or.
Come on up, Jeff. Don't be shy.
Well, I just wanted to say that particular, we did not contact Mr. Dave or Ms. Minton. Jeff Loftus with Gulf Regional Planning
Give me
Commission.
your address, please.
It's 1635 Pops Ferry. Road where our office is.
Okay,
But the plan that Ms. Minton, Mr. Dennis led, Bayview is on that as a proposed bicycle route, so it does fit, it's in compliance with the plan that was done. Also, the traffic along that road meets the type of, it's low mileage, it's around 3,000 vehicles a day, so it meets that either signed bike route or a recommendation for a bike lane.
Do you have their endorsement too, since they've been working on it?
Who's that?
The other group, I can't remember their name, do y'all
Oh,
remember?
the Active Living Committee.
Active Living,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
No, ma'am, we do not. We did not reach out to them. This is because they, I know they're in support of it just based on it's, another way to get cyclists down this way.
Would it be
So,
inconvenient for you to wait one more week and y'all reach out to them and then bring that?
Not at all,
forward?
not at all. I can reach out to them, for sure.
Just so that y'all are all on the same page since we spent that money,
Sure.
okay?
yeah, it's
Do
the
that.
same effort.
Yeah, it's like a duplication, so we wanna,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Well, that particular plan actually kind of justifies this move, so.
All right.
All right, so we'll put you on the agenda next week.
Mhm.
You want to keep in touch,
All right.
Eric, and let me
Yes.
know?
I'll get with Jeff. We'll
Thank
make
you.
sure, we'll cover the base.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Good point.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
So we're gonna table it till
Okay,
next
I'd
week.
like a motion, make a motion to table.
We have a motion on the floor to table. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 3, recognize Kelly Henderson, Code Administrator, and Eric Nolan, Zoning Administrator, to give an update on blighted property on 18128 Highway 49, Socher, 39574, owned by the estate of Jerry Mack Williams, deceased, Samuel E. Williams, Administrator.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all this morning?
Look at that file.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, we did go out, Eric and I went out, last week to, see where things stand right now. We did post the notices back on May 4th, and, we do have 2 tenants still, the 2 mobile homes still occupied. We did find, I have pictures, I don't know if the pictures ended up, did you get those?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, good. So, there was a fence placed around the lagoon. We are not sure if the lagoon is functioning. Not qualified enough to be able to determine that. As far as the water well, we could not locate, it looks like it's been scavenged. We could not find, a well. I did ask one of the, tenants who's was still getting their stuff out of the mobile home. They had not had water in a while, they said. So that means the 2 tenants that are still there, I don't believe have water. So the property had been partially bush hogged, so they had started going into doing that. Let's see, we did, while we were there, witness some scavenging going on. We did not call law enforcement, someone else did. I don't know if it was the neighbors. They were making a lot of loud noise around there. They showed up, and whenever they went to look at it, and I actually wanted to see what was in this area that, where they were. So we did find something that did not be in the previous file. There was a tractor trailer truck bed, like hidden in this overgrowth. It's partially disassembled, and I think that's what they were in there doing, taking material out of there, and then it looked like
Was
a
it
panel
stolen,
truck,
or?
maybe. I think what it looked like is maybe the owner of the park, whenever he, there was like a toilet and stuff like that. Maybe he used that as he was repairing the mobile homes, that maybe he was using that to store, material and stuff like that. So all of that's back up in an overgrown area that we didn't even know was there. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that and put it in the record of something that, probably need to be taken care of as well, so.
Be careful. back
Yes,
there.
ma'am.
That's
We are,
what you
law
might find.
enforcement was with
Yeah,
us, we did
don't
not
go
go,
alone.
they were actually there whenever, we were taking pictures and everything, but like I said, they were making a lot of noise, so someone called on them, so we didn't go back up in there when they did, so.
Good.
But, so, have any questions for me, or?
On the lagoon, would it be, could the utility authority maybe go out and give us an idea? Or, I've touched base with the, environmental quality, and they're, we just don't know
Ms.
what to
Rocco, if I
do.
may, I think MDEQ is actually doing something with the lagoon. At this point in time, my understanding is the lagoon is not operational at all.
Doesn't look like it.
I'm not, I was told there was only one tenant. You said there were two.
Well, yes, sir, and, one, as a matter of fact, he was, when we went back out with the law enforcement, he came out of his mobile home. There was no sign of him having been there, and,
Okay, so, you know, the tenants have gone down to two now.
right,
I understood they didn't have any water, is that right?
we could not find
I
evidence
think
of
they're
water.
trying to find places to relocate. I
Yes.
mean,
Okay.
Mr. Jones represents the heirs of the Williams now. He wrote a letter, I think I forwarded it, I'm not sure, I don't remember.
So, excuse me, Malcolm, you took over for Mr. Gillespie. Okay.
I
And
think
in our
Mr.
last
Gillespie still
meeting,
represents the estate. Malcolm represents two of the heirs in the estate.
Gotcha.
Right?
One, actually.
What?
Yeah, and I can speak whenever you'd like me to.
yeah, please, go ahead.
They've asked for more time to try to clean it up, is what they've asked for. So he's asked for 60 days, and I told him he needed to appear and ask the board for that.
Right, I'm Malcolm Jones here on behalf of the owner of the park. And so they are taking a lot of efforts to try to get things straight out there, and they know there's a big problem. The guy that I represent, Sam Williams, he's one of the heirs, and he lives in Macon, Georgia, but he's been coming down on the weekends and doing a lot of work. They fence the lagoon. I would say that the lagoon is probably not operational because of the fact that we've had lots of theft out there, even since the last time that y'all took this up in May. And so it is not operational for that reason. But regardless, since you're hearing back in May, they did go ahead and make effort to move everybody out. I was only aware of one lady, an elderly lady, that they're trying to find a place to move her to. She's actually a tenant of Eric Ladner, I think it is that right? Yeah. And so, but nevertheless, I said she's got to go, you know. And so they're diligently trying to find a place for her to move to. The water well, same thing. They went out there and they, the thieves took the parts and stuff from that, so there is no working water. And so the plan is to go ahead and take it down completely, get it fully compliant before they go ahead and try to make it operational again. And but we are working with the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality on the lagoon issues and what is required there. There are multiple trailers throughout that park that have to be either demolished in place or hauled away. They're just gone. There are a few, maybe 4 or 5, Eric, something like that, that might be serviceable, could be repaired, that sort of thing. But the idea is, like I said, to get it fully functional before they go ahead and put anybody else back in there, and do it through the county to make sure that you're fine with that.
Have any charges been pressed against the people that are?
You have to know who they are, of course, to press a charge, and we don't know who it is. We just know that they're sheriff will tell you they're like the birds. They fly in and they fly back out before we can catch them. And my guy's absentee owner, but he does come down almost every weekend. I think he was here this past weekend again, but he couldn't. He works in a cybersecurity center that he has to be there for on Monday morning, and he can't even have a cell phone inside the facility. So, but he can take an email from me. But in the meantime, if he could have been here, he would have been. He just couldn't be this Monday. But he's contacted some people about either demolishing the units in place or hauling them out, whatever. It was a little problematic about trying to pull something out of there. It might start falling apart on the street as you
The
go.
road is not
Yeah.
passable.
Yeah, yeah, so, but I'm talking about even getting it out to the highway is problematic. So in any event, we did have one issue, and maybe the one that they saw coming out, the other one is a squatter that we're trying to get out of there, you know, but you have to catch him also. But,
Since he's in cyber, you think he could put some cameras up maybe and help us all out?
I don't want to answer that, so they won't know. But nevertheless, I will tell you this, it appears to me, and I've only come into this very late, but I did take the time, I went out and reviewed the entire file with Eric and with Kelly, and I've tried to apprise myself as best I can of what all the issues are. I've had a couple of conversations with Mr. Hallman, so I'm going to try to guide these people into compliance. There are a couple of procedural things that I think could have, about notification of the original owners, that didn't occur, but these are things I think we can work through as long as we can get a little bit of time to do that. And I
So
know
what are you asking, 60 days?
I am asking 60 days, and I know that sounds like a lot, but I gotta tell you, if you, and I know some of y'all have been out there, there's a lot to be done here, and if it could be done quicker, I would be not asking for that. But I'm hoping that in 60 days, you'll see substantial progress and see the good faith on their part, and it won't be a problem you're having to deal with and then put a lien against the property and all that, so.
So last month, which was like 2-3 weeks ago, we said 30 days. So does anyone want to?
I'll make a motion that we give them additional, because it's in badge, it would take that long probably. 60 days in order to work through this.
So we're gonna reset the hearing for 60 days, which will be the first meeting in August, no.
Rather than say 60 days, just reset it to that date.
This is the first Monday in August meeting.
Okay.
That way you're not quite, probably more than 60 days, but
That's right.
at a meeting.
That's what I
I'll
understand.
So we're gonna reset the adjudication hearing for first Monday
meeting
in
in
August.
August.
First
I'll
meeting
second.
in August.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Malcolm. All right, Mr.
That'll be August
Diesel.
7th.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good
This
morning.
is our port commissioner. We invited in this morning to kind of get an update of what's going on in the beautiful Port of Gulfport.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. I'm gonna give you an update, and also my commission is up for renewal, and I respectfully ask y'all to extend it for one more term. Just a quick update. One of our biggest projects is the kicked off signed an agreement with the Corps of Engineers to kick off a 3-year study, feasibility study to widen and deepen our channels. That's our biggest limiting factor right now on the bigger ships, that we can't compete with New Orleans and other ports. And it's just a feasibility study is 3 years, then we go through all the permitting, so it's probably an 8 to 9 year process. But they have a kickoff meeting actually at the Westside Community Center Tuesday, June 20th, from 5 to 7. The public's invited to attend that. And they'll be having other meetings as it progresses with the Corps of Engineers. And the Corps actually agreed to do this at a substantial discount if we would hire a local consultant to do it, which we had originally started with but canceled. But it's working good, and they're going to expedite it in 3 years, believe it or not, is expedited. The government operations and feasibility studies. Just a brief update on our economic impact of the port. We've provided 3,600 direct jobs through all the ports and the ships that have come in, and 5,300 indirect and induced jobs with a $3.8 billion total economic value for the region. We support over $62.5 million in state and local taxes, direct and indirect, and induced by the port operations. We recently signed an agreement with Ports America to operate our port and bring in other ships, and they've actually agreed to bring in, supply another crane, spend, I think, up to about $43 million out of their pocket to improve the vacant terminal we have now and bring in more income. And it's estimated that we'll receive an additional $70 million in income over the life of the 20-year contract, in addition to what we've been getting. And we had a great performance in 2022 of our ILA and our hours worked. It's about a 24% increase over 2021. I'm sure that was part of it was COVID affected. this year's pretty flat now. It's actually down about 2%, but the hauling and marketing is still ongoing. And the hourly rates of these ILA workers is around $30 an hour, so it's a pretty good income for these folks working down there. Ocean Aero relocated their operations from, I think, San Diego, California. They manufacture deep water drones to do, ocean mapping and things like that for the government, and they've got long-term contracts to supply these drones. And they're rebuilding a terminal down there, 67,000 square foot warehouse right now. They're spending several $1 million of their money rehabbing it. And they've got high-tech jobs. I mean, these are $60,000 to $100,000 a year of jobs operating these, manufacturing, operating these facilities. And the Ocean Enterprise construction has been completed on the big building we've named after Roger Wicker. There's going to be some groundbreaking and open houses set for, I think, September and October. NOAA's going to take the big part of the building. They're moving part of the headquarters for their unmanned, uncrewed drone type system. So it's a big boost to the economy as far as moving high-tech jobs here, and it's going to open up other companies coming in that we're already getting interest in. And we're also working on, I've talked to the city, I meet with the city engineer every morning just about during the week, and we talk about different projects. I know Canal Road has always been a big headache because of our truck traffic, and we're expecting increased traffic with this truck traffic with Ports of America bringing in more ships and more cargo. So I've talked to Wayne Miller about possibly a joint project with the city and the county and the port for widening Canal Road. Another big project that MDOT took over years ago has turned into it won't be built maybe in my lifetime. They turned into such a huge project. So we really feel that road, Canal Road to the interstate part of 28th Street, really needs to be improved to accommodate the traffic. And Gulfport's on us all the time because of the damage, I guess, the trucks are doing. And
I think we did the last bit of work that was done on Canal Road.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we sure could use some help from the board to do the rest of it.
I'm just speaking for myself right now. I can't speak for the whole board, but
Sure.
that's one project that we will be pursuing, putting on our radar. And but really, we've got a great staff. I've got Aaron LaRue, he's our in-house counsel with us, and Sean Meyer, he's our chief operating officer and deputy director, and they're doing a super job keeping us.
Thank y'all for coming.
operating.
Do y'all have any questions or comments?
When is your term up? It's up now.
It's up now.
It's
yeah.
not, yeah, and you're in my district, so I need to make the motion.
Okay.
So I will make a motion to reappoint Bobby Niesel as our port commissioner for Gulfport for another 5 years.
Yes.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you for
I
coming.
would object, but I can't like
What'd you say?
I said I would object, but I can't.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it. Thank you.
Only known as just a sixth grade.
You gonna keep him straight?
No, that's hard to do.
That's right.
And then okay. Oh, yeah, I'll just do it. Thank you. All right, number 5, order acknowledging receipt of and spreading upon the minutes the following rental contracts. Oh, I always want to pass that on. I know, look at that, doesn't have a number. All right, consent agenda, thank you. Items numbered 5 through 12 have been placed in the consent agenda, same appearing to be routine, non-controversial matters on which all supervisors are likely to agree. Motion?
Motion.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 13, order acknowledging receipt of and approving petitions for decreases to the 2022 real and personal property rolls as recommended by the tax assessor. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 14, order approving in-county travel reimbursement for the tax assessor's office as listed. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 15, order spreading upon the minutes personnel changes for the tax assessor's office as listed and as on file with the payroll clerk and personnel department. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Right now,
Under tax collector.
under tax collector. Oh, yeah, about the cars.
Sharing, yeah.
Okay, thank you. 16, order spreading upon the minutes personnel changes for the tax collector's office as listed and as on file with the payroll administrator and the human resources department. And then we'll let, you wanted to say something, Sharon, about those cards? You want to talk about
I
the
can,
cards
if
today?
you want.
All right, we'll vote on this first.
Okay.
Motion. Second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, Sharon, let's talk about those redistricting cards.
In the attachment, I think we gave y'all plenty of attachments, but this would be, of course, the card to go from this to this, something similar to this, which hopefully we get to use the front and the back, which we'll be working on to give them plenty of information on the kiosk and internet services and different things they don't know without calling our offices, because you can't fit this information on this,
So
which
you'd
is
mail this,
terrible.
I'm sorry, you'd mail this letter?
Yeah,
to us
it would be
instead of
mailed,
that?
they would get this in the
In an
mail versus
envelope?
this yellow card in an envelope.
Okay.
Okay, and this is a lot better because they get a lot more information versus this little card that I can't put anything on.
Now, will you put on the front of that this is your tax?
Mm-hmm,
Because most people won't know.
yeah.
That's a good point.
They'll say, like this one, it'll say mobile home, or real estate, or personal property. Those would be the three things, and privilege license. Now, right now, though, we'll continue to use out the cards we already have. We won't waste them. We will reuse what we have, if this is approved. Right now, one of the attachments, you will see that we pay out, here's the estimate on this one right here. It tells you that how much we'll pay per card using Peregrine. It would be 98 cents a card, times how many cards we actually mail out will be 9,608. And my breakdown of what we spend already is the yearly maintenance contract, the forms that we already have that we have to purchase and keep on hand in our office is over 9,000 a year already, which comes back to 98 cents for Peregrine to use it. So basically, what we feel like we're saving is the man hours that we already use, which is 60 hours to print, 40 hours to burst per year. And then we also spend about $35,000 on the bursters that are no good. They're not any good to us at all, but we knew they weren't good 2 years ago. Ricky and Crystal threatened to kick me out if I used them one more time, but we sucked it up because I was trying to get $35,000 worth of use out of those printers. So the printers are no good and the burster is no good. They have serviced them multiple times. IT has been in our office multiple times. The ink, either the ink is too light, people call me saying they can't read them, and that is us nonstop walking over to make sure the ink does not get too light and we're steadily replacing the ink. That is also, the machine takes these cards and throughout the process, if we're not standing there watching, it'll barely snag it. Well, if it snags it, if this pin number is like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, it'll get on this little line right here and the customer will mail us a payment saying their pin number is 2, 3, 4. And no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It just gave me your payment to go to your property instead of their property. So it's a major problem. So by doing this way, makes us a lot more efficient in the process versus us doing it ourselves on these cards at this point. But if we have to continue to use the cards, we do need new machines, which is approximately $70,000.
But they're gonna be outdated in a couple of years too.
Yes.
So-
Always just like those cards.
Contracting is, yeah.
Yeah. No, we
You
did.
don't have addresses on there, and no, that's not you.
Oh,
but
I'm here to
when you
tell
have
you that
14
too.
properties, like I've told you this.
Yes.
I have to look up which one is which.
That's
There's
right.
no address. Can we start adding the
Based on what I
address
heard you
instead
say
of
and
parcels?
Mr. Newman say and other people say, they did ask me to do this, and they all asked if I could put the physical address on there.
Can you?
So I did reach out to Delta Computer Systems. They said they don't currently do it, but they're looking into it right now. I said, I really need that, so I'm pushing them to do it.
That'd be great.
So what they'll do is they'll give you the description plus a physical address for every location.
But they're
And
gonna mail them all together.
he said they will
Just
group
leave
code.
13 cards.
Yeah, he said he will group code, which we don't have access to do, and they will put up to, 6 or 7 in a card, in an envelope,
Yeah, that's good.
where we give you one each.
And we do need some kind of an education to the public, because everybody's gonna be looking for their little yellow
Yes.
card.
That's true.
So
Okay.
if you can get with all of the media and
Okay.
everybody you can think of
I
to
will
try
do
and
that.
get the word out that that's
And I'll push it on
Change it.
social media as well. I'll do that.
Yeah. Is there a way to go paperless even, or by law do we have to mail the papers?
By law, you're supposed to mail out a statement by the 27th. So by law,
So
you
if
do.
someone chooses to go paperless, that's not an option?
No,
Okay,
Not at this
Yeah.
point.
not at this point, it is not.
I mean, if they change the law, you could do it.
yeah.
Now, anytime we don't have to send out a second notice, we may not, because it's online already, and I do push that on social media already. You can go online and get anything you need online, and we give them the link and everything. And also, these, when we do ours, this one does not, but it will have a QR code taking them straight to the website to pay, or of course, they can call like they do now and pay over the phone or mail a check. So we give them many options to pay it already. But I can't tell them all that with this card. I
Right.
can tell them all that with this letter.
Perfect. I love it.
Do you need a motion to accept the covenant or?
I think so. Accepting the low quote from Peregrine Services will be next. That's okay.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any
Okay,
further
thank y'all,
discussion?
appreciate you.
We haven't voted yet. No, just kidding.
Oh.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right.
That's actually number 17.
Yeah, that was the next
have a
one.
quorum?
That was 17.
Oh, I need a refill on my
That's
diet.
okay. Wait a second.
We don't have a quorum, I'm sorry.
All right, 18, order approving the subdivision application for the Oaks Golf Community and Pass Christian subdivision, Block E, Phase 2, 19 lots, located in Claims Section 38, Township 7 South, Range 13 West, Supervisors Voting District 3, First Judicial District, as recommended by Jacqueline Turner, P.E., Harrison County Engineer, as follows. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 19, order approving the letter of agreement with Neil Schaefer for the Minge Avenue interchange proposal for engineering services related to verification and recommendation of progress payments for work completed with bond funds and authorizing board president to execute the same. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 20, order approving adding Engineering Tech 1, Engineering Tech 2, and Engineering Tech 3 job descriptions as attached. Motion.
Motion.
Second. Is this within budget?
Yes.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 21, order authorizing low quote purchase of 3 LifePak 15 cardiac monitors and accessories for a total of $69,951 from Master Medical Equipment, payable from the EMSOF Fund 122-265-922, and authorizing line item transfer of $69,951 from 122-265-921 to 122-265-922. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 22, order approving travel in-county vehicle for Deputy Chief Glenn Parker, Fire Services, to attend the fire investigator class to be held at Mississippi State Fire Academy in Pearl, Mississippi from June 12th through the 22nd of this year. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Parks and Rec, order approving refund in the amount of $50, concession stand rental, to Mariah Johnson due to cancellation, payable from 001-000-332. Motion?
Motion.
Second discussion, when don't they take that to the deposit to hold it, and is that the deposit or the
think-
rental?
I think they already deposited the, go ahead,
It's
Sam.
just a regular fee.
Oh, okay, so they, okay, I'm just trying to understand. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Road Department, order approving low quote purchase from Trentax for a 20 HD grinder 48 pin at a cost of $11,075 plus shipping cost of $225, totaling $11,300, payable from 160-360-922, and authorizing county administrator to transfer funds from 016-360-918 for the same.
I'm sorry, that should be 160. It's transposed. 160,
So 160-360-918.
I'll make sure it's corrected.
Thank you. All right, discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 25, order adjudicating approval of out-of-state travel as listed.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 26, order approving out-of-state travel as listed below for the D'Iberville Senior Center. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. I just want to ask Miss Janet, did the Lyman Center ever ask you to go on field trips, or does each center have
They
to
do
ask
go, but
you?
they don't go out of state.
The Lyman folks
Yeah,
don't go
no.
out of state? Is there any reason, or that's just,
They've never asked.
okay?
Yeah.
I was just curious.
They're welcome to go anytime.
Okay, gotcha. All right, all those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed?
I feel like to go out.
I know, I never do.
They're always going.
All right, motion carries. 27, zoning administrator, Mr. Nolan.
Zoning recommends concurring with planning commission recommendations for case 27 through 30.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 32, order approving payment of claims to be paid from the tort account.
Motion.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 33, order spreading upon the minutes the personnel changes of the sheriff's office as listed and as on file with the payroll clerk and personnel human resources department. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Sorry.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 34, order concurring with the county administrator on employment as listed and as on file with the payroll clerk and personnel human resources department. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 35, order acknowledging receipt of the 2023-24 annual term bid group 10.1 road signs, post and supplies received Wednesday, May 24th of this year, and authorizing the award effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, with each item tabulated, with the only bid received from Custom Products Corporation and being the principal and only supplier as recommended by the road manager and purchase clerk. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 36, order acknowledging receipt of 2023-24 annual term bid group 10.7B slurry seal, scrub seal, microsurfacing received on Wednesday, May 24th, 2023, and authorizing the award effective July 1st of this year through June 30th, 2024, with each item tabulated and the only bid being received from Vance Brothers, Inc., and being the principal and only supplier as recommended by the road manager and purchasing clerk. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
I have a
Yes.
They're just not bidding it, or?
This is the second time we've run it out for bid. First time, nobody bid. I think it's economy. Nobody wants to be bound by these term bids. The prices change so much.
Gotcha.
Well, we're running into a lot.
I can't tell.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 37, order accepting the low quote from BSC to move electriver and installation in the amount of $8,200 and authorizing county administrator to transfer funds from 001-168-402 to 001-168-581, pending approval of county engineer inspecting the weight capacity on new location. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 38, order approving partial payment to Jack Beatty's House of Carpet towards purchase order number 287944 for deposit in the amount of $30,000 for materials to replace the floors at the West Harrison Civic Center, payable from 001-121-922. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Recognizing Sheriff Troy Peterson, reporting on the number of persons currently housed in the Harrison County Jail.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Total, we have 707, 41 misdemeanors, 126 female, 28 federal inmates, and 170 that have cleared state arrest. And the only other thing I have is I'd like to get board approval for Jackie to do a survey on a piece of property that's at the academy. Cotton Core owns it, and he's gonna give it to the county, but he wants a survey done first on the piece. It's just a small, I mean, it's a very small piece, but it's let me just give this parcel number for the record. It's 0507-27-002.001, Section 27, Township 6, Range 12. But it's he wants this done, I guess, to put on paper.
Can we survey private property without,
Sure, if he's gonna donate.
Who's going to
who's
donate?
gonna donate it? Okay.
And is the survey for the purpose of identifying the exact of what it's worth, the appraisal, or just the area?
Just the area.
Just the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need it for, he just wants to donate it, or are you gonna use it for something special?
No, it's actually on the academy land itself, but it cuts through. I mean, it's
Just kind of in the middle.
not any bigger than this, but this area right here we're in. It's just
Okay.
a small piece that is insignificant to anybody else.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. That's good.
Thank you.
But you could find a use for it, that's the point.
I mean, it's just raw land, but I don't want somebody coming in and putting a trailer on the academy property.
Eventually, it's connected to the.
Yeah, it's
trying to
in
make
the
sure.
middle of it, right.
That's interesting. All right.
Safe place.
All right, thank you, Sherry. Do we need to vote that Jackie's allowed to go survey it?
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Sheriff?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
40, that's a new word, 40, order authorizing the Sheriff's Office to sell one Glock Model 22, serial number YUY411, asset number 23613, to retiring Deputy Kevin Fayard for a fee of $1 as allowed by Mississippi Code, Section 45.9.31. Motion?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 41, order authorizing the Sheriff's Office to sell one Glock Model 22, serial number PNS 111, asset number 20353, to retiring Chief Ron Pullen for a fee of $1 as allowed by Mississippi Code Section 45.9.131. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in
Ron,
favor?
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Ron wanted me to ask the board if he said he really didn't want the gun that much, if you could get a fuel man card, it'd be a lot better.
I say we don't let him retire.
I know.
What are we gonna do without him? All right. Let me get out of that letter. Okay. Order authorizing reimbursement in the amount of $11,023.10 to be transferred to the Office of Justice Programs through asap.gov for the Harrison County Sheriff's Office Employee Compensation Supplement during COVID-19, grant number 2020 VDBX 0686, payable from the General Fund 001-200-960. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 43, order authorizing the replenishment of the transport petty cash in the name of Teresa Menton in the amount of $6,569 payable from 001-253-475 to bring the account balance to the approved $10,000. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 44, order acknowledging that no reverse auction bids were received May 30th, 2023 for the solar license plate readers for the Sheriff's Office and authorizing re-advertisement for a term bid as recommended by the State Auditor's Office.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
This was, you know, I'm with Timmy on this. These just don't go well, these reverse auctions, but this was he was sent everything, the bidder was sent everything, and it went to his spam folder. By the time he found it, it had already started, and they would not let him, they would not let him get back on it, so basically we have to redo it.
Okay. All right, all those, well, we already motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 45, order authorizing advertisement for a term bid for solar and mobile license plate readers for the Sheriff's Office. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 46, order authorizing disposal of assets per attached list and authorizing the inventory clerk to remove the same from inventory. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 47, order approving mileage reimbursement for travel for the following employees. Motion?
Motion.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 48, order authorizing a reimbursement to the Bridge Fund 160-000-361 for work performed as follows. Motion?
Motion.
Have a second? Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 49, order authorizing the reimbursement to the General Fund 001-200-542 in the amount of $199.86 for work performed on vehicles payable from the Fire Services Fund 106-250-542. Detail is attached. Motion?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 50, order approving claims docket for Mississippi Code 1972, annotated section 1913-27. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? I have one thing that Marlon called me about last night, because he's in DC today representing us, thank God for the Save Our Sound Coalition, but he said on page 14, third from the top, we paid $3,440 for mobile detailing service to power wash our buildings, and he was wondering, couldn't we buy our own machine?
We do have
We
pressure
have.
wash.
We have pressure
When we
washers.
used to use it, I have to look at the claims docket.
Okay.
It's not on. I was just wondering
No, it's
what
not
building it
attached.
was.
The claims docket's not attached. Let
Right,
me look.
he just said page 14, third from the top.
Page 14.
I had a issue with mold at my senior center.
Oh, gotcha, so they power washed
And
it?
they power washed it and it didn't cost anything.
Our buildings and grounds people
Yeah.
did?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Just don't have pages.
That's why I was wondering
Yeah.
why we did, unless it's on the blink or it's an emergency or.
Yeah.
was, outside building and grounds, but it doesn't say which building. Which it just says
Let's
pressure
take-
wash building.
It just says pressure wash building, it says buildings and grounds.
Yeah, it says outside building.
Outside.
So
So-
facilities and maintenance.
But it would be them paying a mobile,
And they would require.
I suppose it didn't do that.
requested.
yeah, that's strange. And then it came from their budget.
They have pressure washers.
Huh, you wanna ask Willie about
Yeah,
that?
can y'all wanna just hold that one until?
Yeah, motion, to table that one.
Motion to table.
Okay, so we have a motion to take that off.
Madam President?
Yes.
Is it on the claims docket itself?
Yes.
Okay, page
No, that's not
14.
that.
Page
item-
14, third from the top, so
It's
item 3.
JB's mobile detailing,
Okay, so you need to reflect that. in the motion.
$3,440.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how about we, instead of making a motion to take that out, to do that separate, how about we just make a motion to approve the claims docket, deleting that one?
Right.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed?
So it
Motion
stays
carries.
on the docket, I'd recommend you now make a motion to table that item.
Okay.
So that it stays,
And I'll tell Bill.
so it
Okay.
can get on the next agenda to make sure it gets approved.
Thank you. So we need a motion to table on page 14, third from the top, Jamie's Mobile detailing $3,440.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion
Can I
carries.
stop for 1 second?
Yes, please.
The claims docket is there, it's submitted to bookkeeping, so are we resubmitting this claim? Who's gonna let the bookkeeping know, so I can tell them to put it on the next claims docket?
Pam, would that be something you would?
That's what, yeah,
That's
Judy's
what
gonna
we
have
do.
to
Yeah,
tell
so
her.
the county administrator will contact bookkeeping and put it back on. Okay,
After she talks to Willie.
After we find out what it is.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody have the number handy? I was scrolling too
52.
much. Thank you.
Or, excuse
All
me,
right.
51.
51. Okay, order approving payment of claims as listed. Motion,
Motion.
discussion. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 52, board agenda. Order authorizing payment to DMR in the amount of $151,641.55 for fines collected on the Title 22 violations and DMR ordinances for year 2000 through March of 2018, and approving budget amendment to 001-166-708. Motion?
Second. What is this? For 18 years?
Yeah, what is this?
See.
There was a law passed many years ago, I don't know why we're doing it over 18 years, and so.
That's as far back as they could go for the 2000.
Where
didn't have
they charge people with certain offenses, the DMR gets the money as opposed to the county. I think that's it.
The funds were collected through the justice court,
Yeah.
and those funds were never transferred back to DMR. And we just, and DMR came to the county about 3 years ago, and it took that long to go back through all the
Figure out.
fines to figure out how much it was. And this is as far back as we can go.
Okay.
So that's the settlement. So that attachment are those annual funds that justice court had collected under those statutes.
And then we're done.
Yeah, that's
Now,
all we
going
can do.
forward, you'll have to do the
Well,
same
we've,
thing.
yeah, we've been doing it
Right.
since the notification.
The county collected the money and went into the general fund from justice court. The money's there.
It should have gone to DMR, that's right.
It's been identified.
But now the people that collect it now know to put it on every year.
They've been doing it since 2008.
Jennifer? You should-
Yeah, that's correct.
They-
In
okay.
answering Supervisor Martin's question, they have a specific code that will now identify those type of fines, so they're remitted to DMR monthly.
Great. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 53, order adjudicating the tax sale of August 29, 2022, a tax parcel number 04120303005.001. Alondra, I think it looks like an O and it should be a 0. I mean, It's
that,
minor.
That 412 is an O.
That
And then
is
it's
the
zero.
letter O, okay.
It is an O.
Gotcha, thank you. So 04120-03005.001, 2021 tax erroneous and thus void ab initio and for related purposes. Motion?
Motion.
This was an error in assessment. They inadvertently deleted their homestead exemption in class 1 classification. So it qualifies to be set aside. So some of y'all know what it means, but actually what it does is, this was probably sold for taxes, so the tax purchaser bought it. When the board voids it ab initio, the tax purchaser gets his money back. They don't get interest. The taxpayer does not have to pay interest to the tax purchaser. So that's the reason for doing these when you see these on here.
Okay. I have a motion from Supervisor Rocco. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 54, order approving amended application for 100% Service Connect Disability Tax Exemption for tax parcel number 0511H01043.000 for tax year 2021.
Motion.
Motion. Second.
Discussion?
You'll remember this was Mr. DeFlavis, and there was an error, and it turned out there was a third year that we didn't know about, so we're correcting that also for him. He was entitled to 100% disability.
Thank
Did
you.
not get it, unfortunately.
The veteran, right?
Yes.
But he did get a few years.
Well, the last order did 2 years, and we didn't know there was a third year, and he didn't get it, so this is just adding another year that he was entitled to it where he did not get it.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 55, order approving memorandum of understanding between Harrison County and Mobile Medic Ambulance Service, Inc., doing business as American Medical Response regarding medical control duties to Harrison County Fire Services. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Pat? Next.
Yeah, this is simply, they're changing medical control, medical directors, and all of our paramedics, just like I work under a doctor's medical control as a paramedic, they're changing they're changing their doctor, and so we have to have an understanding agreement that we will follow what that medical control is. So it's basically just some housekeeping stuff because they've changed internally who their medical control director is.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 56, order approving service agreement with Certified Mailing Solutions, Inc. for automated mail services related to voter notification as a result of Harrison County's 2023 redistricting plan. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 57, order approving the second Saturday household hazardous waste collection to be held July 15, 2023, being the third Saturday due to the 4th of July holiday. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 58, order adjudicating and authorizing expenditures as listed as necessary to advertise and bring into favorable notice the opportunities, possibilities, and resources of Harrison County, Mississippi, including the county logo being displayed along with the link to the Harrison County online, in order to provide access to the public of resources of Harrison County, payable from 002-100-522. Motion?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Holloman, do you have anything extra?
I don't think I have anything additional, except we would request the board consider going into executive session on a personnel matter involving the county controlman and possibly potential litigation.
Okay.
Won't take long, just.
Madam President?
Yes. Oh, yeah, we have an addendum. Thank you. All right, so we have an addendum today. Order approving the low quote for ice maker cube style Isomatic model number CIM0320HA for Amos Crouch Ballpark in the amount of $4,295 and approving line item transfer from account 001-520-581 into 001-520-921. Motion?
Motion.
Discussion? I guess the old one broke. Is that where we're getting new? Okay. All right. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Mr. McAdams.
No, ma'am.
Supervisor Jones?
No, ma'am.
And the only thing I have today is, Beverly, we talked about it, and I don't know if you had a chance to talk to Supervisor Rocco. We haven't replaced Commissioner Jackie Avery since his death in January on the Tourism Commission. And we were going to, I was going to make the motion, since he lives in my district, to appoint Robert Scrimetta of the Ship Island Excursion family. They've been here, probably all of us combined, probably 150 years. So I needed to make the motion to appoint Robert Scrimetta to be the Tourism Commissioner at large.
For Mr. Avery.
Replacing Mr. Avery, who has passed away.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Supervisor Martin?
I'm sorry. I couldn't call, you know. So along those same lines, Commissioner Bill Holmes on the Tourism Board has, at the end of this month, will be his 10 years, so he's termed out. So I would like to make a motion to appoint Kenny Glavin to replace Mr. Holmes at the end of his term. And I believe it expires on 6/30/23.
I'll second that.
Second that.
I'm sorry.
He's a president of the Hotel Association, he'd be a good asset.
And he's in the casino industry too, so that's.
Well, actually, this is not me.
he's not?
He was.
Just
He's got
hotel.
Margaritaville, he's in hotel.
Hotel.
White House.
Oh, that's true.
Margaritaville,
Hotel,
Centennial.
motel, yeah. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Supervisor Rocco? Sorry, was that it?
Okay, that's it.
Yes, I would like to make a motion that if we need one, we give the key to youth court so that they can allow the young children and parents to go to the bathroom.
Did you see the email that I replied to him? I don't know if you saw that email that I replied.
I saw a lot of email going back and forth, but let's just, I mean, if we can just get that aside and.
To use it just for the visitation?
Take care of the kids,
Their
yes.
little-
Well,
or whatever.
and I love that you're saying to take care of the kids, and I understand that, but we have asked the youth court judge to come to us many, many, many times. He always has reasons why he can't be here, and every other judge can. It's not just a key. We have several bathrooms on that campus. The problem is, we've had a history of them doing things and not telling us. That's wasted hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's undermined us. That has taken buildings when they weren't supposed to. That has removed property from our buildings when they were not supposed to. So when they asked to use that playground, sure. And in my mind, I even said, okay, next is gonna be, let's have that building back.
No,
So to give them a key, when there's a bathroom 42 yards away in our advocacy center, then we have to get housekeeping to start going to that building again and cleaning it, flip the lights on. It's not necessary. I've asked him many, many times to please appear before us, but he says he fears being berated by me. So I would love the chance for him to come here and we can list everything that has been done. I call it trickery, but that's up to y'all.
But, and I understand that, but this is just for the children and their parents. It's a bathroom that and babies need a place they can go immediately. Sometimes they get to play in and they don't pay attention, so they need to go. And I know that there's been some disagreements and all that, but sometimes you just have to put that aside for this particular time.
But I need to just say, yeah,
I mean,
it's not about.
And I must say, I'm the one that suggested us use
The playground, that's right.
instead of building more and building more behind a
No,
trailer.
we would never do that. But see, it's not about, not to interrupt, but it's not about putting hurt feelings aside. It's about someone that has repeatedly done things to this Board of Supervisors that I've had to spend so much time chasing my tail, looking for the trickery. And I can show you in writing, over $1 million were wasted those 2 years when we were using that shelter when no children were there. entire staff was being paid to sit there and play cards all day. This is major things, so when you give him that key back, is he gonna let people sleep there for 10 days from his church again? Are you gonna police that? Am I gonna police that? Who's gonna keep an eye that he's not moving back into the building? He gave away beds that we had donated from the Dito clan, gave away things that wasn't even legal. So how are we gonna control
Why don't
who's
we
in
just
there?
have someone open the door on the days that he has and then close it? I mean,
Perfect.
they
That's
can walk
perfect.
over and open the
Perfect.
door to the bathroom and then close
Because
it.
it's just a one-day thing, right? Or half
Well,
a
no,
day.
I think they did, they're gonna, I don't
If
know
it's
if they're, I
for
think they're gonna
visitation.
do it all.
Visitation.
Just
So
find
I'm-
out the time.
And I'll second just for that purpose.
I bet
I'm fine
somebody
with that.
from area and age could walk
Who's
over
gonna
and
be that
open the door and
designated
close
person,
it.
though?
Right. Yeah,
It should
Okay,
be.
just-
I'm gonna get someone designated to do it, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I don't think it's gonna, that way everybody's happy, but, and the babies are taken care of.
Yeah.
That's what we wanna do. Okay?
Absolutely.
And
All
who's
right.
gonna walk over, Willie?
I don't-
Somebody from?
They're gonna have to give us a schedule. They have to give
Oh,
us a
okay, so
schedule.
then Willie can assign somebody or build an agreement.
Okay, so we have a motion and a
And I'll second.
second to open the door only on days of visitation. And then to use the bathroom, okay. All those in favor
Just
say?
the, yeah.
Just the bathroom right there, not in the bedrooms,
Right.
not for anyone to
Just the
sleep
bathroom.
there.
It's the bathroom.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Anything
you.
else?
Um,
But I really would, on the record, love for Judge Dickinson to please come here before us. Please.
D, I'm on number D.
Which one?
I'm sorry, we've already voted on it. If we, can we revisit that 1 second?
What number?
What number?
A, B, C, D on advertising.
58?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is that a nonprofit or?
Gulfport Greenwave Youth Association for the 2020 Coast Campers. Let's see. Who signed the letter?
No, it's a traveling baseball team. It's not nonprofit. We don't always, do we have to support only nonprofit?
No, I don't think it has to be only nonprofit.
Okay.
No, because we
They
do
wear
stuff
t-shirts,
and stuff.
they represent the county wherever they go, so that's my train of thought.
Okay. I was just curious. I don't know what kind of precedent we're gonna set. We'll have every.
Well, if it's me, I'm sure it'd be something.
No, it's not.
But these are for the kids, they've won championship, we've recognized them with resolutions in the past, they've done well, so.
Yeah, I've heard of
Okay.
them.
All right, just checking.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else? Anything else, Connie?
No, dear. I'm
Okay.
done. That's
Ms.
enough.
Ulrich? Sheriff? All right. We have a motion to go into executive session on a personal matter that may be litigation.
Motion.
Second.
County Patrol. All right, all those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. Do you have a motion on executive session? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Mr. Holloman?
During the course of executive session, the board discussed the matter of involving personnel involved in county patrolman and potential litigation. Action was taken and will be spread on the minutes in accordance with the executive session statutes. I'm not gonna say that. It comes in the minutes.
All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Or is there anything
Have a
else?
motion to recess or adjourn?
Second.
Adjourn.
There's a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Going once. All those in favor say aye. All right. Thank y'all.